the Albanian Mafia conquered Europe's trafficking network. We all know about the Mafia. For most of us, the Mafia is some kind of dreamy villain from books or movies. So what is the real-world Mafia? What makes these organizations so dangerous? In this video, we'll discuss a topic that will show off the terrors and dangers presented by the Mafia. The topic itself being how the Albanian Mafia conquered Europe's trafficking network. So without any further delay, let us dive into the topic of today's video. The terms Albanian Mafia or Albanian organized crime are used to refer to criminal gangs with an Albanian base or made up of entirely Albanians. Albanian organized crime is present throughout the world, especially in places like Asia, the Middle East, and North and South America. The Albanian Mafia engages in a wide range of illegal activities, such as the trade in drugs, weapons, and people. They are believed to be in charge of a sizable portion of the European cocaine market and to be the main suppliers of cocaine in many of the continent's major drug hubs, including the city of London. The diverse criminal enterprise that makes up the Albanian Mafia is notable for its complexity and high level of criminal prowess. Government statistics show that organized crime damages the UK's economy by £37 billion annually. This statistic, however, only provides a partial picture of the situation because it ignores the money that has been used to launder criminal proceeds and then given to legitimate businesses. But how did the Albanian Mafia succeed in making a name for itself in the criminal underworld of the United Kingdom? Their settlement's history dates back to the 1990s and is frequently linked to the Kosovo War, which resulted in the displacement of over 1 million people between 1998 and 1999. Thousands of Kosovars fled the nation in search of safety in nearby European nations. The vast majority eventually settled in Tirana, Albania. British investors claim that during those years, many of the refugees who crossed the border into Britain in search of asylum were Albanian citizens who claimed to be Kosovars in order to gain preferential treatment when being received. There is currently no clear estimate of the number of Albanian citizens living in the United Kingdom. According to a hazy estimate published in 2019 by the National Statistics Agency, there are currently 29,000 Kosovars and 47,000 Albanians living in the nation. However, 3,071 people of Albanian descent requested political refuge in the nation in the year of the epidemic alone, according to records maintained by the British government. Earlier this month, William Barr, a former United States Attorney General, urged the American government to take severe action against the Mexican drug gangs. He supported a bipartisan motion by the 2 Republican senators authorizing the United States president to use military force against the cartels in Mexico, comparing them to ISIS. He cautioned that failure to do so would permit the cartels to keep bringing their deadly drugs on an industrial scale into the United States. He claimed that America's drug policy was ineffectual because it leaves the drug supply chain unchecked. Attacking the drug supply aggressively at its source is necessary for meaningful improvement. Mexico is where the snake's head is. If Europe is to address the immigration crisis, it must adopt a similar strategy. The arrangement that Britain and France reached last week to address the small boat crisis in the English Channel won't work on its own because it doesn't tackle the problem at its roots. This is known to Rishi Sunak and Emmanuel Macron. The commitment to strengthen information exchange and cooperation on a range of threats, including terrorism, drug trafficking, and immigration-related organized crime, was made in the joint statement released at the summit's end on Friday in Paris. Hey guys, I know that you're engrossed in the topic and everything, but I have to stop the video to remind you to give us a like and subscribe to our channel, The Crime Files, if you like the video. It is apparent that Sunak's rhetoric has changed in recent weeks. Sunak has emphasized time and time again that breaking the cycle of criminal gangs is the key to solving the migrant crisis, whether speaking at PMQs, touring a control center in Dover, or attending the Anglo-French summit in Paris. Albania is the head of Europe's trafficking serpent, and over the past 20 years, its formidable mafia network has been moving west. There were 40 Albanian gangs in Germany last year, according to the German government, and they were growing more powerful and aggressive as they increased their drug and human trafficking. Belgium, Spain, Greece, France, Luxembourg, and now Britain all have their own versions of these gangs. According to Belgian authorities, the gangsters' discipline, reliability, and professionalism, as well as their ability to connect particularly quickly with other criminal organizations, are the Albanian Mafia's assets. One such link is to the drug cartels of Latin America, who provide the Albanians with the cocaine that is transported into Europe. William Barr described how the Mexican cartels entrench themselves through bribery and terror tactics. The Albanian Mafia has also operated in this manner. 90% of migrants entering the EU in 2016 use a smuggling network, according to Europol. The EU's Armed for Law Enforcement Cooperation has confiscated anywhere from $5 to $6 billion worth of illegal substances from these criminal gangs. According to a French think tank, the Albanians have corrupted thousands of civil servants who turn a blind eye to the quality of false papers or even help to issue them out through their collaboration with the Italian Mafia. In 2019, Albania established the Special Anti-Corruption and Organized Crime Structure, or SPARC, which is led by Chief Special Prosecutor Arbin Kraja. He acknowledged that organized criminal groups are increasing their activity to take advantage of the opportunities provided by globalization in an interview from 2021. Kraja claimed that SPARC was up against an enormous struggle, one that was complicated by corruption and the impunity of high-level officials. An ex-minister of the government and the previous chief prosecutor of the nation are among those accused of being guilty of corruption in Albania. In charge of the migration routes and transit camps, the Albanian Mafia has created trafficking networks throughout North Africa, from Morocco to Libya, as well as the Balkans. They have moved further into northern France in recent years, which has led to an increase in small boat trafficking across the English Channel since 2018. Despite the fact that Albanians arrange the networks, Kurdish, Syrian and Moroccan gangs are frequently seen on the beaches. Barr stated that despite his visits to Mexico as Attorney General, Andrés Manuel López Obrador is a president who believes in hugs, not bullets. The administration had thus lost control of the country. Europe cannot allow Albania to experience a similar situation. Rishi Sunak met Edi Rama, the Albanian Prime Minister, in London in December. The two nations will further their excellent operational collaboration on law enforcement with the objective of deterring and disrupting illegal migration and penetrating criminal networks, including but not limited to effective data sharing and more joint operational teams, according to a communication released by Number 10. The majority of the information regarding this operational partnership will not be made public, but will it be comparable to the aid that Britain sent to Colombia in the 1990s to combat what the United States, which themselves provided $2 billion in aid, described as narco-terrorism? The Colombian drug police were trained by SAS, and an intelligence hub and joint intelligence committee were established. The Albanian Mafia has recently imported expertise gained from the industrial-scale cannabis farming in their home country to the United Kingdom. According to a National Crime Agency investigation from last year, they also have control over the nation's cocaine trade. The Albanian gangs utilize the refugee camps around Calais as a routing ground, according to a November BBC story. In exchange for helping the refugee cross the English Channel, the Mafia arranges for them to work in their booming drugs economy once in Britain. These proposals are frequently accompanied by threats against the immigrant or their family. People who oppose any crackdown on channel boats on social media frequently ignore these realities. They could be referred to as the Albanian Mafia's useful idiots. According to Tony Saggers, a former head of the National Crime Agency's anti-drug division, what they have done is they have created an Albanian-speaking satellite community in the United Kingdom, parallel to the ones established in other neighboring states such as the Scandinavian countries after the Kosovo crisis. Albanian criminal organizations then began recruiting new members from these satellite communities among the recently arrived immigrants in the United Kingdom who were struggling with social exclusion and the exploitation of their economic resources in the agricultural, construction or industrial sectors. The illegal industries that aided the Tirana lords in erecting their oligarchies included cocaine, prostitution and human trafficking. When necessary, brutality and violence, as well as direct connections with South American producers, reveal that Albanian criminal organizations have the necessary capabilities to assert themselves in the geopolitics of organized crime. How far can they go, though? This will also depend on how the United Kingdom leaves the European Union, claims Tony Saggers. We could witness corruption and violence soar in our seaports as it happened in Belgium and Holland, where there have been murders and shootings in the recent years in the streets of Amsterdam, Rotterdam and Antwerp. If Brexit forces a change in trade routes, and Albanian criminal groups import directly into the United Kingdom without passing through the other European hubs. Today's video ends here. Please like and subscribe to our channel if you want to see more videos like this. Moreover, to stay updated with our upcoming videos, click the bell icon.